silly for trying to keep you out of the wellness center. I locked Torringale in there after they lost it, and I didn't want you getting hurt. Before I forget, here's the page Wake told me to give you. Oh, and you'll need my keys to get around.
Saga jabbed the selector on the jukebox, the missing record in its place. Saga couldn't have found it without Odin's help. A light bloomed in through the garden window.
The horror story beat me to Tor. I have to rescue him. The key to this overlap is an old Gods of Asgard record. Odin.
Saga jabbed the selector on the jukebox, the missing record in its place. Saga couldn't have found it without Odin's help. Standing there, Saga felt exposed, expecting the shadows to come alive. The needle crackled on the vinyl. The song swelled. Odin had said it was written for her and her mother. Her grandfather's apology. The lamentation of an old man. His heart was broken, sinking into darkness. Odin had said that the song would be a way to know Tor, a way to find him. A light bloomed in through the garden window.
I think I know the song.
That's where Tor had vanished into the pond. Saga knew what she had to do.
Shouldn't spend time on old questions. Tor disappeared into the pond. It's another overlap. Has to be. How do I get inside? Right. The page says the record will open the overlap. Or is the page predetermining it? Am I just playing into the story? The page mentions a missing record. Do you know where it is, Odin?
Driven by passion, raging like a storm. Your grandfather made the song to apologize to your mother, Freya, and to you. Tor's like a storm. Your mother did the right thing, leaving with you, even if it broke your grandfather's heart. And mine. Listen to the song, Saga. It's all there. Tor only had one record made. He keeps it in the museum.
Odin knows my mom's name. He's saying my mom took me away when I was still a baby. Plausible. Stay on task. The record is in the museum.
Okay. Alright, where are we at? Need bolt cutters to get in there. Here we go. That was freaky. I could have sworn I just saw someone walk out here. Oh.
Is there anyone who didn't show up?
A few. Archie, Gil, Cynthia.
If they aren't here by now, then they aren't coming. It's important to be punctual. On that topic, I'd like to point out that our nightly decaf coffee service is almost half an hour behind schedule.
Have any of you noticed anything odd about Ms. Weaver?
Just that Tor won't leave the poor woman alone. That brute wants one thing, and one thing only.
Cynthia's gotten downright
Why are her
bossy.
hands bloody?
Take a swim in the pond, Norman. Drink some water, Norman.
Well, no one tells Norman McDonald what to do.
Mandy May, are you all right? You're bleeding.
Oh, how did that happen?
Oh, no, Mandy May. Oh, no!
Oh, don't be a crybaby, Norman. It's nothing. I just poked my finger knitting this monster of a blanket.
You all should stay out here a while. Until it's safe.
I'm happy to get out of that house. Isn't it strange that I've lived in Bright Falls my whole life, and I can't remember this building?
The house has always been here, Norman. Remember when that poor Nora girl drowned in the bunker? Those Andersons got it so cheap because it's haunted. You get what you pay for.
Mandy May, the fact that your hands are bleeding.
Hello there. Are you Pat Maine from the radio?
That's me. And you're the federal agent everyone's been talking about. Would you have time for an interview at some point?
Oh, sorry. I'm kind of in a hurry right now. Love your show, though. Very informative.
Thank you. Never compromise on quality. That's my motto. We'd be happy to have you on the show anytime, me and my listeners.
All right.
Is the designated muster.
Oh. Conversation with Ati. Okay. Where's the museum again? Is it the other end of the hall? Yeah.
Anger's remorse. This is the one. But it's gone. Cynthia has the record. She will tell me where to find it.
It's fine.
Cynthia targeted Tor specifically. Why him?
Deal with the nasty Anderson fellow. His heart was broken. Cancelled. Leaks started appearing. It was too late. Shut her out of her own case.
The dark presence is using Cynthia to keep me from talking to Tor. Where is Angus Remorse now?
He is a young girl in love. A rock and roll bleeds the shadows to come alive. A gift. An on-off death wish.
She has the record. I can get it out of her. Angus Remorse. Where is it, Cynthia?
Drowned beneath dark water. Too many hands. The bathroom frightened her. Cut short. She screamed. An old folks care home.
The Angus Remorse record is in Cynthia's room. In her bathtub. Angus Remorse is missing. Who took it?
Our shame becomes the pale horse. Oh, Tor. Bro. Tor's love for you is in that song. That's why Cynthia wants it, to ruin him. She made Tor lust after her. We fought one scratching hag years ago. Now he's fallen for another, and we might lose him for good. One less Anderson.
That isn't going to happen. Cynthia has Tor in the overlap. Angus Remorse is the key to get there. I need to make Cynthia reveal its location. A bathtub, a pond, a lake. There's a theme here.
Rock music is the ancient language of the soul, muses old gods of Asgard's lead singer. Sit down with the Anderson brothers of Old Gods of Asgard fame in the lobby of a rundown hotel somewhere in downtown Detroit. Currently on their Ragnarok hit tour, the busy band members have only a moment to spare to a fledgling journalist and his questions before running off to the soundcheck for their concert tonight. How has the reception been? Amazing. The fans understand what we're about. They get rock and roll. They get the spirit. They know we're not here to fuck around. That's fucking right. Why do you do what you do? I can tell you you're new at this, buddy. Why does anyone do what they do? For the glory and the fame? For the money and the sex? Because you have something inside you that is going to burst out if you don't start using it. It's the latter. That's a good answer. How about music then? What is it about music that compels you? That should be pretty obvious. This is boring me to death, bro. Let's get moving. Sorry, he's always impatient. As they stand up to leave for the tour bus waiting outside, the larger-than-life rockers turn around for one final quote. Music, especially rock and roll, is the ancient language of the soul, man. It's in me. It's godly. It'll come out like a fucking thunderstorm. Trashed hotel rooms and ruined pools. Latest sold-out concert in Long Beach, California. The fans showed their love for the reckless rockers by showering the stage with lacy unmentionables, black roses, and even full beer bottles. None of this fazed the stars themselves, who embraced the admiration and transitioned from song to song with such gusto that the audience was left catching their breath. After our shenanigans... Iconic Hall of Fame. The legendary heavy rock band Old Gods of Asgard mourns the loss of their divinely talented guitarist Bob Balder. Fat Bob, as he was affectionately and ironically called, died from complications of a severe illness. Leaving his bandmates Odin and Tor Anderson behind, the peace-loving musician will be sorely missed, also by the band's numerous fans. When asked about his loss, Tor Anderson had this to say: "Get the expletive out of my face. Balder is in Valhalla now. He fought cancer like a hero. Bob was too beautiful a soul for this world," added Odin. What this means for the band and their upcoming album remains to be seen. Okay. All right. All right, we need to go upstairs. All right.
Do you know anything about the cult of the tree?
Yes, yes. He who reaches for a spruce tree will stumble into a juniper. Bloom was one of them. He has kicked empty. I wouldn't want to be in his shoes. But I like his shoes.
How did you know Blum was part of the cult?
Oh, Fox never runs out of tricks. He's a crazy man, and he will show his ways. Bloom like to talk.
Ahti was the one who stole his doorknob. That's it? That's all you're gonna give us, Ahti? I sure would like to know more about you. And I still can't go in there, huh? Even with the key fob? Riddles through the ages. Note to self, hide the thing with a nice little riddle like this. Better than any actual lock. Oh no, it was Norman. Get to the otter side. Oh my gosh. Okay.
Wheeler set up a foundation with the sales of their greatest hits album. He used the cash to build a nursing facility. The old men deserved it. An old manor in Bright Falls. Wheeler hired a contractor to have it refitted as an old folks' care home. At this point, Wheeler felt good about himself. He had a heart of gold. No need to feel guilty. Wheeler left the work to the contractor and returned to New York City. He had done his part. It was time to turn over a new leaf. The contractors figured out Wheeler was gone for good. They took the money and ran. When the fall rains came, the leaks started appearing.
Mm-hmm.
dying in the dark place. What has been has gone. But trouble doesn't look like this. You can go to the basement and check the generator. But look out. You can never know in which tree the devil sits.
The basement. Thanks.
Oh, Ahti. Thank you for guiding me. You kind of scare me, though. Alright. Great, now we get to go to the basement. But how exactly do we get to the basement? It says there's still a point of interest, but I... That's fine.
Odin Anderson stirred in his bed, his vision hazy, smudged. He felt weighted down by an ocean of dark water. Through the haze, he made out Saga. Odin felt useless. He wished he could tell Saga how his silly faces made her smile when she was young. Too young to remember. Odin used to joke that Tor was her grandfather, but he was the Allfather. He smiled at the memory. Odin was the kinder of the Anderson brothers. Tor lacked patience, more volatile. The brothers fought a lot, but they were inseparable. Now Tor was missing, dragged into darkness. Odin could feel it. Time was running out for both of them.
Not if I have anything to say about it. Okay, how do I get into the basement? Okay. Basement? Hi, Echo. How are you doing? Oh, do I have to go outside and then down? Okay. So many leaks. Jesus. Oh, fuck's sake. Ah.
Residents were restless.
Jesus, come on. Oh. Oh, God. Good Lord. Oh, I'm glad you're doing good. How's Revels going? Okay. Okay. Yeah, this is fine. What? What?
Shit. I need to get the power back on. Key fob's no good without power.
Okay. This is fine. Remember, buy more fuses, many more. Crappy old equipment keeps blowing them out. Yes, I'm sure it's the fuses that are the problem.
Wheeler used to be the agent of a manic depressive celebrity writer, Alan Wake. Wake had various addictions on his back. An on-off death wish. Wheeler had seen a thing or two. Wheeler paid a lot of money for a good shrink. Got himself convinced that all the nightmares he'd seen leading up to Wake drowning himself were just his imagination. PTSD. Now we had pills to keep the shadows from his sleep. But the Andersons were something else. The nightmares were starting to creep in again. Or maybe it was the drugs in the air. Wheeler hoped it was the drugs. The Andersons were so old. Vampires. After every gig and the party that followed, took them weeks to bounce back. And they never did completely. Each time Wheeler expected them to croak.
Cool. All right.
Fuse is blown. Maybe there are spares nearby.
Okay.